I wish I knew that everyone is corrupt. When you're dealing with a child custody situation, you go in there thinking that if I just tell the judge my story, he's going to see things my way. He's going to be able to understand the situation. He's going to be able to make a decision that's in the best interest of my child. But I can promise you, it does not work like that. When I was researching other parents that have been through child custody situations, they all said the exact same thing. It doesn't work like that. But that's all they had to say. So I didn't understand what they meant. I will tell you what they mean. What they mean is everyone is corrupt. So it's not a matter of whether or not your story is told. It's not a matter of whether or not they will look at your evidence or any of those things. It does not matter. They're corrupt. And when you're dealing with corrupt people, what they care about and what's important to them is not what's important to you. All they care about is money. And I wish it was just that cut and dry, but it's actually not. It's not just money. It's money and how can they advance in their career. So if throwing you under the bus or throwing your kid under the bus is more advantageous for their career, it doesn't matter how much money you have. And if you have a whole lot of money, but there's nothing in it for them, again, it doesn't matter. And because you're coming in and you don't know these people personally, you don't know their careers, you don't know any of those things, you have no idea of knowing whether or not them working in your favor helps them or hurts them. So you come in there thinking that I'm just going to tell my story, I'm just going to do what's right, and you end up finding out pretty quick that everybody's corrupt and it doesn't matter. The judges are corrupt. The lawyers are corrupt. Guardian ad litem's corrupt. Child services, corrupt. They're all corrupt. They all are in it for how much money they can get, how it can benefit them in some way, if they're being bribed by someone, if they're being done a favor by someone, all of those things. That is what that system thrives on, and that's what it works on. And so unfortunately, you being a parent that loves your kid, trying to come in that system and get any kind of righteous verdict, I don't have good news for you. My only advice to you is pray. You need to pray, because the only chance you have of any kind of rest or anything good coming out of this is prayer. See, the one thing that I learned more than anything else is that this system is not capable of doing anything for you that's actually going to help you. It's like you need something, but you go to the wrong person to ask for it. They don't even have the ability to give it to you. So you're going to a corrupt system and asking for justice, asking for them to actually do what's right. And that's just not the case. So you have to go into God in prayer, because that's the only chance you have, because He is the one that has the verdict that you need. He's the one that is actually capable of giving you what you're looking for and doing right by your children. Now, that can be incredibly frustrating, but it is the truth. So I'm going to tell you the truth, and that is, do not put your eggs in this basket. Do not put your hopes in this system. It is not your friend. It is not your children's friend. You need to pray. The prayers of a righteous man availeth much. Your prayers are what is going to give you peace and rest and freedom. I am Amanda Nicole, and I am the CEO of Freedom Through Divorce. And so I create personal development courses and ebooks and all kinds of things that are geared towards women of God who have been through divorce, who are considering divorce, and who want to move towards freedom and finding their purpose in God. So, what is Freedom Through Divorce? Well, Freedom Through Divorce is actually an online school full of personal development courses for women of God who have been through divorce or who are considering divorce. Anyone who has had to deal with divorce understands that it is extremely difficult. There are so many balls that you have to juggle. Will the children be okay? Is this something that God is going to be okay with? How does it affect my relationship with God? How am I going to learn how to be independent as a new single person or a new single mom? And there's so many things you have to consider. And as a Christian, there are just so few resources out there to help you understand how to navigate those things. So this is a school that really goes from considering divorce and understanding God's views on divorce when it's acceptable, when it's not acceptable, and understanding that there are so many more cases where God sees divorce as acceptable than what is normally taught out there. And it does it in a way that is not condescending, that's not judgmental, that is just giving you the information from God's heart. And most importantly, is from someone that's been through what you're going through. It's not just theology. It's not just, I read this or I heard this, but it's someone that's actually walked through it. So the personal development courses are meant to help you move and experience freedom through divorce, because there's so many people who they get a divorce, but they don't thrive afterwards. They stay stuck. They stay bitter. They stay telling anyone that'll listen how terrible their ex is. And that's not God's plan for you. God wants you to be able to move towards the purpose and plan that he has for your life and to thrive so that the chapter of your life post-divorce is better. That's what the word says. It says your latter days shall be greater than the former days. So that's what Freedom Through Divorce is all about. It's personal development courses that you can take the information from a biblical perspective and experiencing God's freedom, his prosperity, his love, his joy, his peace, all of the fruits of the Spirit and the blessings that he sent his son to die for you to be able to have. Just because you've had to go through a divorce does not mean that you are negated from the promises that God has for you. So that's what Freedom Through Divorce is. If you're interested in learning more, visit our school today.